that was too good. That was too good. The time was as if we had planned it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Cars and Comedy Show here in the Late Night Playset. It's 5:03 here in the West Coast. Good evening. It's weird that the moment I start to work for the day is actually the day the moment I finally calm down. It doesn't make any sense. Not your problem. Hey, if you like what you've seen so far, click that bell, would you? Do us all a favor. Subscribe to the channel, like the thing, do whatever you're supposed to. Tell your friends about it. We are multi-streaming this evening if everything's going well. We are on Facebook again as well as YouTube. I'll stop announcing that soon, but right now it's still very exciting for us, so I'm telling you about it. What do we have in store for you tonight? Well, good thing. She's here. Mm-hmm. Nice shirt. Here's another good thing. You're here. And then a good thing for all of us. He's here. I sound like Oprah. And he's here. You get a car. You get a car. You get a bridge.
And it's my birthday.
Is it really your actual birthday?
No, it just sounded so good.
Oh, crapola. I'm glad it's not your birthday, actually. I'm glad it's not. But that was good. That was perfect. You look lovely over there. I think that your choice to elevate was a good one simply because of the layout that you were working with there. The height of your shelf that you were working with. I think that looks great over there.
Thank you very much. I'm excited. Soon the window will be put in here, and that will look great. Lots of good stuff going on for everybody. But I'm happy to be here and hanging with you guys tonight.
Where is the window going to be again?
Right there.
No, but you described it differently last time.
There's going to be a windowsill at the edge of this shelf that will go up to the ceiling.
Oh, I get it. I get it. So everything in the shelf is the window. You're making what we have. We have a something over here. I call here. Get a shot of it. I call that the window case. It's not a real window. It's a bookcase that I made sort of into a window. You're making your bookshelf into a window case.
What's going to happen is behind this bridge will be a cityscape with lights, probably stainless steel, and in front of that will be a window case.
Oh, in front. Yeah. Okay. I think I get the whole thing though, but the gist of it is everything outside the window will be. Anyway, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I think it's great what you're doing there. Hey, I'm trying to move things in here. Is this working? Yeah, this is working now. Oh, but we don't have the goddamn lights on. Well, we're figuring it all out. This is a multi-stream. Did I mention the multi-stream? Good news! The multi-stream. It's 5:07 in the PM. We are just burning through time here, aren't we? Did I tell you what we're doing tonight? We're hanging out with you. The multi-stream worked really well last time, that we want to experiment with it a little bit further. Also, we found out part one sort of a story last week, and we'll recap that for you also, and then give you part two on this version of the, whatever, doesn't matter. Scott's trailer. It's the saga of Scott's trailer. We're going to talk about it more tonight. And what else? And an extended holiday edition of Whatcha Watchin. Couldn't remember what it was called. What are you watching today? I almost said. That's not the name of the thing. Also, I'm wearing a sweatshirt, which is unusually casual. Just realized it as I saw it in the monitor. But we support our local auto kennel always, so there you go, as they support us. And Paul is our audio man over there. Anyway, how do we usually start this off? I have to remember. Yeah. Over here, we say hello to our friends on Instagram. Hello to KMR Ken. That's probably how that goes. Tom 1983 is here. Rock Bottom. That's an awesome one with two Qs. Doug 73. Thanks for buying a badge, Tom. And thanks to everybody. Thanks to you, Mike, for being here in Canada. More to come. See you in 2 minutes. Now's the time to get the munchies and the bathroom breaks in. Back in 2 and 2. Take it away, Will.
You too.
Woo! Well, good thing the air's on. All right. I think our detectors detect heat and not smoke, so I think we're good on that. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. It is Tuesday, December 13th, 2022, which is awesome. I remember when we were ringing in 2022, and here we are just about ready to say goodbye to it. I guess I'm ready to say goodbye to it. Anybody else?
I don't think you're alone.
This is crazy. I pushed the button a little too long for the fog here. But yeah, kaplow is exactly right, says Babes in Classics. Now, why can I read that? I'll tell you why, because I broke my glasses the other day. God's making my eyes better because they have to. Hey, friend, with a smooch. Nice seeing you the other day at the, a couple times, actually. It's great. A few times. I love you, producer A. Okay, well, that's between them. Good evening. Welcome back. Anyway, yeah, it is. It's almost the end of the year here. I can't believe it. We are back doing another simulcast, simulcast. That's the word for it. Multicast. Should bake gingerbread men Xmas cookies during the stream? Barf baby, it's not a bad idea at all. If we had someone here to do it, that would be outstanding. Or do you mean just do it from the kitchen, which we could do as well? Have her sit Oh, no, you can't say that. Well, whatever. We would figure it out. You're right. Look at me making roadblocks. Knock that off. Anyway, welcome back. In a few moments, the smoke will clear, and we'll be able to see you. I don't know if you can see us. I can't see anything on that side of the room. Yeah, multi-stream night. I told you that. Oh, and an extended version of Whatcha Watchin. I got a whole card for that, and we're going to need your help. For the Whatcha Watchin segment. We're going to be talking about several things that we've seen recently, but especially the topic is holiday movies, holiday Whatcha Watchin. And it doesn't, you don't need to actually be watching it tonight or whatever. I mean, just we'll be talking about favorite holiday movies, ones to watch. And let me extend that. We've got 3 categories tonight, everyone. For anyone playing along at home, 3 categories: TV, movies, and holiday theme. Yeah, that's right. Is that 3 things, or did I screw that? Yeah, no, all right. TV and movie, and then holiday is a separate category, which of course would encompass that would include TV and movies, but of the holiday variety. Yeah. Am I all right? What's in this?
I don't know.
This is ridiculous. My apologies to everyone who I've told I'm a professional at this now. It's simply not true yet. So that's what we're doing tonight. And anything that you have to bring to the table. A bit foggy up there, yes. Great seeing you live, says Driving Psyche. Awesome. Or Psych. Is that one of those ones that can be either way? Or am
yes.
Shit. Well, I'll assume they're really driving. So I'll say it's Driving Psyche. He is driving, not. You are not driving. I am not driving. I am driving not. All right. Seriously, I don't know what's my lights. I'll have some water instead of the coffee. Maybe it's that. I've been out of the house all day too, running around LA, which is usually. Here's the thing. Usually, if I go anywhere in LA, it's one place, right? Like there's I'm gonna go to one, and then back, because it's like it's a big deal when we're together, and just in general, it's hard these days. Mm-hmm. Out, back to base. Today I went to, a handful of places. I guess only 3 places. It's not that bad. But they were all over different parts of town. How's that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're from LA, you know what I'm talking about. Ooh, the pain. Listen to him.
It's a lot of driving.
Speaking of, nice segue. Can we talk about that Mini Cooper?
Please.
As the fog clears out of here.
Let's see. We've done some stuff to it. It came back from the M shop just great. We decided to split everything it needed in two. And how that ended up being was like, we're going to do all the physical stuff that we can feel, hear, scent, like all that. And then we'll fix like leaks and seeps and that kind of thing in the second round. So we did all of the bushings and all the rubber and the motor mounts and all that crazy stuff. So the car feels so different. Then, thanks to Bridgestone, we got a great set of Potenza Sports put on it, and I made the choice to size up the rubber, which is something I like to do.
Good
Which made such a difference on the ride quality.
Yep.
Because it's a really super stiff car anyway, which is kind of what Minis are known for. So it softened up what we're experiencing in the cabin without giving up anything on road feel and performance. And if anything, I think it's probably improved because there's a tiny bit more contact area thanks to the size up of the tire, because a little tiny bit wider.
Right.
Which then, of course, makes it just a tiny bit this way. It's science. I'm sorry.
It's super comfy though. Whatever change is really like hug.
Yeah, I agree. So everything we should feel, I think, is done. I think this is how the car will feel and drive now until something breaks and we need to fix it to make it go back to this. Studs are here, waiting for the spacers this week. If those both go on, then I'll put those on. And, if they both arrive, I'll put those on, and then we'll probably take it to Breakfast Club again. But the very last thing to do to it, is to have Paul Kennel's guy, and I think it's the same guy who does West Side collector car storage as well, fix the wheels. The wheels are all, they look like they're curved. I think it's actually the finish peeling off because there's like some kind of a protective coating on all of the wheels. But regardless, get those fixed so that they look new, and then it's done. It'll go into the shop for the leaks and stuff next month, but that's all. It's $1,500 worth of stuff we'll never see or feel. It's just peace of mind knowing it's done.
Right. It's super cute. In the meantime, I love that car.
I'm so glad to hear you say it. Yeah, because I love it more and more every time I saw a little video I made today. I was in the Peterson garage, and so I was walking up to it, and whatever, I was just looking at the Corvette, so the phone was out anyway, and I was like, here's my car, I'm just a silly fool. And then I was walking through, I remember the Terminator 2 was filmed in the Peterson garage there before it was the Peterson, and I was right there where the scene was shot. So then I did that little bit too. If you didn't see that, it's kind of an interesting little tidbit of movie history. Paul Kennel said I should post more of those things because they're all in my brain. Like, name a place in LA and I can tell you so many things that have been filmed there. And
you've taught me a ton. And when you told me about that movie, we watched it so many times, and I remember the scene viscerally and didn't really put it together that it was that ramp.
When you were a kid, you watched it so many times.
So many. My brother loved it, and he put it on after school a lot. And I did my homework when we watched movies.
So you remember that scene when they get out of the elevator?
Totally.
The elevator was fake. Obviously, they built a fake elevator and a fake wall in the parking structure between two pillars. Those aren't pillars. I'm sorry. But and then other than like the paint on the pillars, it's completely unchanged. It looks exactly the same as it does in the movie. That waffle ceiling. And
the minute you said it, I was transported back to when I watched that movie in the 80s, and it was intense.
It's the waffle ceiling and the spirally thing. Those are both kind of notable to that space.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Sorry, Mike, we're going on and on in here. I haven't talked to you at all. What is going on with you, buddy?
Oh man, I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be hanging with you guys. I'm going to give you. Let's put your skill to the test. Roscoe's
Chicken and Waffles. Is that what you're saying?
There you go.
On an Olympic.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You're testing me what stuff has been shot there. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I know there are things. Nothing comes to mind right now. Nothing comes to mind. You did it. Good
All
job.
right.
You stumped the J in one shot.
That wasn't meant to happen.
I don't think. You know what? You're right.
It's awful.
I guess it's an LA institution. I don't think of it as being a landmark or a filming location, but you're totally right. Yeah. I don't know why I disqualified it. But if you said like, the tar pits, or it's funny, the Peterson has actually been in so many movies on the outside. That movie Volcano comes to mind with Tommy Lee Jones, because that's where it ends, right in front of the Peterson. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Sorry. Good job, Mike. Man, you're good at this.
That wasn't meant to happen.
I'm trying to think of. How about this? Do you know any movies that were ever shot at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles?
I know an episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee was shot there.
That doesn't count.
No, sure
Okay.
it does. Well, I mean, maybe not. Judges, like this one says. I would have given it to you, just so you know. So it's 1-1. I count that, but do you remember whose episode it was? Because I don't remember an episode being shot at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, though I totally believe it because they go to so many LA institutions.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if Man in the Moon had a scene there, but I don't know. I don't know if that's
No,
right
but
or
what
not.
you're thinking of in Man on the Moon, I'm guessing, might be the scene where Andy Kaufman's a waiter and the red walls and the pictures all over the. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, there's that one, and then there's also one where he's talking to George Shapiro, I think, at a diner table. I could be wrong about that though.
No, I think you're right about that, but that might be in New York. That part, I don't know, but you're right. The place I was thinking of was Jerry's Deli right here on Ventura. That's since went out of business at the beginning of COVID. But
I love that one.
I did too, until it burned, till the bowling alley burnt that it was attached to burned down. Something burned down, and then they rebuilt it totally different. And it wasn't the place I used to go with my friends when I first moved out here, like Swingers.
Yes.
And then so I had no attachment to it. And it didn't look like the Andy Kaufman movie anymore either.
Right. I loved it when it early.
Like how we remember it.
Right.
In our day.
We're old.
Yeah. Welcome to the Grandparents Hour here. That's why the show's so early. LOL, I just love to drive to care for my cluttered brain. Amen. Yeah, absolutely. We get that one. Greenie Cooper. Man, do I love that car. 5.7 RT. It is embarrassing. I'm starting to get embarrassed. I feel like somebody did I show you pictures of my baby? Yeah, I just got a baby. Just had a baby. Let me show you these pictures. Now it's making it sound, because I have friends who have kids. Now they think I'm talking about them. I'm sort of, we all have Seinfeld in our brain, and we all sort of feel, our generation anyway, these old folk, feel like Seinfeld episodes are our family. So I'm like, you gotta come kiss the baby, see the baby's breathtaking, all that shit. All right, Jay's losing it. All right. He's aware. Does that matter? Does that help anything?
A little bit.
Holy shit, did we tell you about the weekend? Can you say shit? We had a hell of a weekend. It was great hanging out with you guys the other day. The multi-stream was a crazy success. And it's weird. It's really weird because, numbers-wise, not many people watch this show on YouTube. It's funny, though. We get the metrics for the year, and the show's been watched for, over 1 million minutes with the tiny viewership we have, because people watch it for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like 1.1 million minutes for the year, and it's like, congratulations! It had all this crazy shit. Sorry, that's not for you. It sounded like a humble brag, except there's nothing we can brag about our. You know what I mean? It's not that at all. But what was I talking about? I don't remember. Oh yeah. So whatever it was, it's weird because now that we go to Facebook, and then a lot more people saw it on there, and then Scott posted about it on his page. Scott from the Trailer Saga. We're going to get into that in 2 seconds here. And almost 600 people have watched it on his thing. So just because he shared it. So it seems like Facebook might be, I don't know how any of these things work. Luckily, we won't have to figure it out for much longer. I have a feeling that now that literally we won't have to worry about that part, it'll probably happen.
Here you go. I just read an article today that social media is going downhill.
In what way? Because I probably agree.
That fewer new users are there. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
people we've known for a long time.
Oh yeah, you're not getting any new people
Right.
anymore. Right. We've gotten. You're right. Got it. We've milked social media.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg better get on building that metaverse or whatever, because we're all going to need to move soon. We've worn out this universe.
The article talks about that being mainstay. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, some of the others are shorter lived because the audience isn't necessarily going there right away.
Congratulations to the movie we've been talking about all year, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep.
Many nominations. It's going to win shit. It is so good. The movie's great. You'll enjoy that. But conceptually, it's so effing good. It's just like some comedy specials are good. Byron's is very good, funny. It's great. But conceptually, it's like so good. Am I fucking high? I hear it. Hey, man, you know how good it is? It's so good. I'll take a pee test right after the show. And so what if I am? Whatever. You went through a stage of that with yourself where you were judging yourself when you first started medicating with the weed, and that lasted a long time with you.
It was horrible shame attacks that I didn't even know were happening. Very odd.
Which would then send you on spirals and stuff because it gave you the wrong.
My wiring is already screwy to begin with, so it turned everything alternate.
Fun stuff.
Good time.
Fun stuff.
You learn a lot about how the body is set up when this happens.
You have to, right?
You have
Because
to.
you have to cut everything else out to figure it out.
You have to figure out why, when you try to move your right arm, your left arm moves. You have to figure out why that happens.
And it's not till you see it with
Sometimes.
your eyes.
Sometimes.
Fun stuff.
You have to learn how to feel also because sometimes senses don't work when energy is low, so you have to feel what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And when things don't work how they're supposed to, it's tricky.
Anyway, if you were here with us last week, Scott's trailer was stolen. We talked all about it. It was he had one of those. And by the way, I got all of the names wrong. Okay, it's boondocking, I think is the term, not boondoggle. And I mistakenly almost called it kayak camping. There's no such thing. First of all, there's no such thing as kayak camping, unless somebody wants to invent it now. We were talking about hammock camping. Universal sign for hammock. And anyway, Scott does all that stuff, but he also has this little like tug, like a little caravan, like a European caravan type trailer that you tow behind. It's probably called a tow behind. There you go. And that was stolen. And these guys went old school. Let's put together a posse, and let's figure this problem out. Because if we let it get into the system, while the system will help us do what we want to do here, if we just leave it to them, they've got their own shit. This will probably never get solved. So they took the matters into their own hands. I feel like I want to hear the woo woo woo, wah wah wah. I wanted to see what he was looking like. Do you remember when Dave would do?
I'm mesmerized.
Do you remember when Dave? How did he do it? He did his? Oh, I guess it was just this. I grew up doing this. Oh, it was. He would do it like this, but he would. Yeah. Oh, you're doing it too. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't do it. I never could. But he did it to Lizzo and blew her mind one day.
Well, but you remember why he would do that on the show. Here, let's make sure we're both in on this show. And perhaps you weren't
No, I don't
privy.
remember why he did it on the show.
Well, it had nothing
I
to
just
do with
remember
this.
he did it a lot.
No, I'll do it now to camera in the same manner he did and see if you can pick it up. Well, I used to actually be able to do this. I don't know if I'm still able to. No, okay, I can still do it. And we've got that part down. But Dave would do it like this. You see, you got it immediately.
Giving everyone the bird.
Yeah, he's got it.
That's great.
I salute you, David Letterman. He was always able to work it around the sensors. You know what I mean? Paul could always see.
Hey, we're going to talk about that at some point today, right?
What?
Letterman. I'm more transfixed in the posse story right now. Like I can't wait to hear how this all turned out. But we'll talk
like
about Dave. Well played. I want to know more about the posse.
So they end up they track these guys down, and this becomes. I wasn't there, right? And I have not seen video footage if there is such a thing. I would imagine there probably is not. But a multi-county chase ensued where they were able to chase down the truck that stole the trailer, right? Fake plates on the truck, don't know the real owner at this time, but they found the truck that stole the thing. So now they're following the truck. Now that truck coincidentally has a flat tire over there. So they, the posse, no names, go over to question the guy. And by the way, I wasn't there. This is how I understand the story. If Scott, if you're here, jump on and correct us. Oh, let's make sure there is some new stuff here. Hang on, let's make sure that's not him. Nope. Here we are. We're everywhere. Hi, it's Champagne Womb. Whistles are tripping. Oh, okay. I'm glad I did this. People camp on the West Coast. Okay, good. All right. So the guy's on the side of the road with a flat tire, front right tire's flat on this dually truck, big white dually truck. You know, so it's 6 wheels, 5 at the moment. Whatever happens with this conversation, it doesn't go well, and apparently somehow, I don't know how the slip was given, but this guy gets in his truck with the 5 wheels and drives off.
Whoa.
Multi-county chase. He's on a rim.
That sounds crazy.
At this point, once the chase ensues, they've now got the real cops involved, right? And the whole thing. So now there's because of the jurisdictions involved, now there are multiple multiple official sources involved in pursuit of the outlaw chase. I don't know if there was a wreck or if the wheel was rubbed down to nothing, whatever. When they showed the truck stopped, it was resting on the hub of the, you know what I mean? No wheel at all, nothing there. And they had all of the cops going through the garages of the place. Okay. So they found the guy, they got the guy, they found the place. I don't know if the trailer was there or if they found the trailer later. I can't remember the details, but they got the trailer, they got the stuff. Now Scott's making it his mission to make sure this never happens again. So he is certainly pressing charges, but now he's like at every court appearance. He's sitting in there, so he's giving, we're all invested in this story now. This was like a viral thing on Facebook. I know, for our grandparents. Some of us live on Facebook. So there's a lot of people invested. So now he's like continuing the story along. So the guy was just arraigned the other day, and now he's going to come back for the sentencing or for the whatever the heck. It's ongoing. But Scott got his trailer. He's now looking for a new place to keep it. Are you okay, Canada?
Everything's fine.
Canada fell off his new stool.
Can I ask a question about this chase?
Please.
I am envisioning a Dukes of Hazzard episode where Bo and Luke have to team up with Roscoe and Enos because the real bad guys are there and they're chasing the real bad guys, and it's a couple police cruisers, but then there's also the General Lee and another police cruiser and the tow truck's there, and everybody's chasing these guys. Is that what happened?
I think fundamentally you're on the button, but I think instead of the Dukes of Hazzard, you'd have to substitute the A-Team. It's the same teamwork somehow, but because of the nature of what they were doing and the outlaw of it, and they really were taking matters into their own hands, going above the law. My words, no one else's, by the way. No. Out here in California, what do I know? To get this thing done, and I'm so impressed by all of it. Also, the friends this guy has. You know what I mean? To be able to, all right, we're gonna summon up the boys. That's
interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, great stuff. And then the pictures of the raid where like all of the Tri-County, all of these different teams are going through all of the stuff. Because this wasn't, obviously this was some sort of theft ring. There were already different plates on the truck from the night that they stole his stuff. So by doing this, Scott inadvertently cracked a whole theft ring. So like he not only got his stuff back, he did a good thing for the community. It's weird that vigilante justice.
I've heard stories like that.
It's like, can you do bad to do good? I don't know. Although who's the victim here? I mean, I guess apparently there was. This is where I literally don't know anything, but Scott was very careful to acknowledge all of his friends and all of the property that was damaged along the way, along this pursuit. I have a feeling here, you are right about Dukes of Hazzard. I have a feeling that this probably got nuts. I mean, they're chasing a guy who had nothing to lose. He's in this big stolen truck that's got 5 wheels.
I can't begin to imagine the chaos.
Same. Yeah. Good stuff. I love it. I'm subscribed. Also, follow Telefunken, because all of this, I only know Scott because of Telefunken and Tony Fishman. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Mike, what do you want to talk about?
So, guys, what you watching?
There it is. Yeah. If you didn't say it, I would have. Go ahead.
It's been a good week if you're a David Letterman fan, because a little bit of comedy, a little bit of insight, and then a little bit of world events. Neil Brennan had Dave as his first guest on his new podcast, and it was incredible. And they talked about mental health stuff, which I love. And then also the episode of My Next Guest dropped with Dave interviewing Volodymyr Zelensky, and it was incredible. So that's what I was watching. Also, The Crown.
Did he say Vladimir?
Yeah.
Is it Vladimir?
Vladimir.
Vladimir. Okay. When you said Vladimir, I've not even seen the movies, but I went to Harry Potter.
I did
Voldemort.
too.
You did?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, good. Because I think of Magnus's hat, and everyone always talks about Voldemort. Voldemort. Bobby Flay. I'm sorry. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to just say Bobby Flay's name like that. In my autistic brain, it recorded it because of me being a kid in the audience at Letterman one night. And one of the tapings I went to, Bobby Flay was a guest, but before he was famous, obviously. But Paul said it that way. Hey, Dave. Hey, Paul. Bobby Flay's going to be here. And Paul goes, Bobby Flay. I don't know why. To this day, I don't. But my brain recorded it. So anytime I hear Bobby Flay's voice, or name, that's how I say it. Yeah, another unrequested peek inside my brain. Okay, so we haven't seen either one yet. Life's been pretty busy for us, but I'm sure that they were great. I'm sure that they were great. I can't wait to see them.
Both great for different reasons.
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah, like...
Are you telling me that Neil Brennan's podcast was different than the president of Ukraine's interview? That to me is weird.
Slightly.
Same.
I'm sorry. The buzz is
Listening
wearing
to
off.
Dave talk about young comics was amazing. He talked about like Bert Kreischer, and they actually left Bert Kreischer a voicemail, which was fun.
Well, don't give it a. Why do you do that? I will watch it at some point.
As far as I'm concerned, that's just a tease. Is that a spoiler?
I don't know. I will watch it at some point.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll see
fair
it there.
Enough. Nicole nodded. So, okay, fair enough. To me, that's a trailer for the, well, what did he say to Bert Kreischer? But fair enough. Okay. I'll make sure I amend my comments about The Crown as well, because
you can say anything you want about The Crown. I know nothing about The Crown. It will never get watched by these eyes. No offense. No offense to The Crown. There's no room for it in this lifetime.
I'll tell you what President
But it's
Zelensky.
so good.
The interview with President Zelensky, it scrambled my brain, partially probably because I waited up till midnight, and the moment it flipped onto the streaming service, I watched it immediately, so it was late.
You know what? I'm starting to side with... You know I love you, but I'm starting to side with Steve O'Donnell. I think you are a zealot. You're a Dave zealot.
Why?
You're a Dave zealot. you're in this thing so deep. So at 12:01 when it dropped, I put the toothpicks in my eyeballs and I said I'm gonna consume.
I do that with Star Wars. I did it with the Snyder Cut. I do that with I do that with the things that I love. I love the world premiere moment. I'm a fan of that. If it was in a theater, I'd go see it there.
I think of you in the sneakers. It's paralleled with the sneaker drops, right? It's the same kind of thing. Yeah,
very much so. Yeah, I dig that. I get swept up in the momentum of opening night.
The truth is, there was a couple things I did that for too, like the iPhones. I was a nerd for Apple products, so I would like the first day thing. But I think I told you what my move was. I used the very product to my advantage. I used the TaskRabbit app, and I hired somebody to stand in line for me for like a year for like 3 or 4 products. I hired the same guy. He was like, well, if anything else comes out, I'll be your guy. I was like, if you're my guy, how's that? You're my guy. Just let me know, and it's $75 every time. Beautiful. Anyway, so I get that aspect of it. It was cool. It felt cool to have the new shit. But I don't want to step on what you wanted to say about the Zelensky interview. Here's the thing. The truth is, I really want to watch the Neil Brennan interview because I am a big fan of his brain. Him and Dave together, I can't even imagine. I know it's going to be great. But responsibility-wise, I know that I will to be a response. It's like eat your veggies before your dessert. I will watch the Zelensky interview first because I feel like socially it's more responsible.
Yeah. But I'm dying to see what Neil talked about with it.
Yeah. Especially that.
I'm not going to say anything about what they talked about. I've learned my lesson.
Let me see just if there's any chance in the world that I have Bert Kreischer's phone number in my phone. Because if I do, we are obviously calling and leaving him a message. Is he B-E-R-T or U-R-T?
E-R-T, I think.
E-R-T.
Nope, I don't have it.
It's funny.
I'm sorry to be a dick about that.
In February.
Oh, say it again.
It's funny because he's coming to Kelowna in February, so I'm going to do my very best to see if I can reach out to him and see if he might, while he's here, because we're going to the show, if I could find a way to shoot a video of him reacting to it and put it on the Letterman podcast. I think that'd be pretty neat.
I feel like you should be able to make that happen. I feel like you. Yeah. I feel. When is it? How soon is it? How far away do we have? How much time do we have?
He's coming here in February.
February. Okay, perfect. I just heard it in my head though. Did you hear it, Mike? How much time do we have?
Yeah.
All right. Well, remind me, like when the holidays are over, would you? If you haven't made this thing happen on your own, remind me, and maybe we can hit it from our side for you as well.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. I don't know Bert, but I mean, Tom comes up to Breakfast Club every once in a while, Tom Segura, and they're obviously quite bros.
Soulmates.
Are they soulmates?
I would bet money that they would say that they're soulmates.
Well, you can just answer the question. You don't have to put any money on it.
I think they're soulmates.
Okay. I believe you. I'm not trying to trick you. I think... did you think I was trying to trick you?
No, sir.
Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me, yeah. Oh, what were we doing here? Nothing, right? We're doing it. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. All right.
What you watching?
Sometimes I feel the need to move it along. You want to take a break? Who's got to pee? Oh, yeah. Hey, the beard. Didn't talk about that while I was up in the camera, which would have been great. But that's coming in quick, huh? It is bushy. I think driving around in the like I'm sort of obsessively clean about it because I don't necessarily love this. It has a thing to it, and when it first comes on your face, I feel the need to keep it excessively clean. So with that, I think that and driving around in the car with the windows down, it's just getting bushy quickly.
I'm seeing it more now. It's interesting.
It's interesting. Rude.
Well, because I realized you always kept it neat, but now I see how neat.
Oh, you mean by just letting it? Yeah, well, again, rude.
I don't mean to be, but apparently
no, it's
I'm
great.
sure.
I'll take it. The truth is, I mean, due to this, everything is, it's like this is my month off. I don't have to, why would I I haven't had a haircut. I need one of those. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the eyebrows could probably take a trim because I'm old and the white ones go long. You know, it just is what it is. It doesn't bother me. I have ear hair. You know what I mean? I've had ear hair the last 2 years of my life.
I'm
So
so
who
used
cares?
to it. I used to have clients do that thing when they weren't shooting for a month. They would
Oh, yeah,
just-
where they just let it go.
Yeah, and that was when we could meet. So I'm used to it. So I don't get fazed by anything.
Look, everybody, I'm not letting it go. It's for a role. I'm doing it for a part. I get to say that. I'm doing it for a part. Coming to a mall. All right. Can we move that on though? And we will open up the Whatcha Watchin mailbag right now and just say we watched. I would like to tell you what we watched. I would like to give you our personal backstory on why what we watched is special, not just for us, but for you too. But we have inside information as to why it's special. And then I would like to open up the Whatcha Watchin mailbag to the entire floor. Last night we watched the new Christmas Story. Christmas Story Christmas, I think it's called. Anybody here seen it yet? Anybody? Anybody at all? Oh, yeah, you're busy watching other shit. That's true. He's like, no, I'm staying politically relevant. If you are among the people that liked the original, which is most people our generation, it's worth doing. It's worth watching.
Yep.
It came out a couple weeks ago, and I have been afraid to watch it. I didn't think it would be good. I didn't think it would be good enough, is the truth. I knew it would be good because of the people involved and our backstory, which we'll get to in a second here. But I didn't think it would be good enough. And there were a couple things I heard about it where I was like, ooh, I wouldn't have made that choice. And, you know, just a couple things that in my mind, it's sort of speed bumps. Again, Jay putting speed bumps in the way. And we watched it last night. And I feel like I love you, man. And Chunk a lot. Just delightful. We watched it last night. Just delightful. I loved everything about it. Not everything about it. The things I knew would bother me for sure did. But whatever, you get over them. As a whole, I really enjoyed it. Can't wait to watch it again. Probably watch it again after the original on Christmas, I'm thinking.
I like that.
Yeah. Really, really great to go back there again to such a familiar place that I didn't think we wanted to go. I didn't think I needed to go there. As an adult, I didn't think there'd be anything there for me.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
It was interesting. I didn't know what to expect.
I will say this without any spoilers. I thought, oh, we're going to tell the Christmas story from, you know, Ralphie's kids' perspectives, and Ralphie's the dad this time, and blah, 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 blah. That's kind of where I thought they were going to go with it, which I guess is me just thinking too obviously. Basically, it's another Ralphie story. It's a sequel. It's not a remake. It's for sure a sequel. And it's Ralphie's story going through it as an adult. It's not through his kids' eyes. We get enough of that, obviously, but it's Ralphie's story again. So the narrative is still his. It still works. It's still familiar, and it's very, very touching. I mean, like, it's really emotional, guys. I hate to get like, hey guys, hate to get real. It's really emotional. It was for me anyway.
Yeah, same.
Anyway, highly recommend it. Christmas Story Christmas. Why is it special? It's special to us because
I worked with Peter for a long time, and he never wanted to talk about the movie, so I was fascinated by how in-depth he went with it.
Peter Billingsley is the guy who plays Ralphie, right? He was the kid.
Yeah.
With the glasses, broke his glass. You'll shoot your eye out. So he's the guy now. You know this man's work without him being that kid from Christmas Story. He's been behind the camera all of the years between those two movies, producing and being in movies like Iron Man, all of them, Elf, I think almost all the Favreau projects, most of, if not all, the Vince Vaughn projects. They have the production company together, right?
Wild West, yeah.
So he's been a very high-level producer for years and years and years, and he's been in cameos in all these little movies like Elf. We just watched that the other day, too. And the one thing he never wanted to talk about or consider doing again. And the problem is, that's all anyone else wants to talk about.
Ever.
Nobody knows the behind-the-scenes guy that I just described. Nobody ever broke that barrier for the press. So they're just like, so when are you doing Christmas Story 2?
Do you talk to that guy? Like,
yeah.
Every time.
Because the one guy ended up being in pornography for a bit there.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. I just remember all these questions and her coming back and telling me these stories, and he's like, I just don't want to talk about it. And it was like her job to make sure they didn't talk about it, and they would promise they wouldn't talk about it, but of course they would all talk about it. Because bullshit.
And he got so mad every time he had to answer a question about that. He hated it.
And he's always going to be special to me forever because of that. This is a story for another time. We've told it on the podcast when this was a husband and wife podcast at a dining room table. But the time that you guys was it San Francisco? You were Seattle. Someplace cold. Portland?
Seattle.
Someplace cold and rainy.
Finger?
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yeah, and there was a woman whatever. There was a woman who was having some issues that night, and they were having issues with the umbrella. And anyway, this wild feral woman went to bite Nicole's finger and bit Nicole's finger. And Peter Billingsley to the rescue. For real. And I don't think he actually touched her or anything, but he shooed her away and got you safe.
He wanted to. He puffed up a bit.
Yeah. Peter Billingsley, my hero. Thanks, buddy. Anyway, go watch that movie. It's really, really great. I think your point of for years and years and years, no. You worked with him when they produced the show on Broadway. They made a Christmas Story musical on Broadway. I forgot.
Yeah. He thought that would be it.
He thought that would quell the masses.
Yep.
All it did was fan the flames.
He wanted to work on so many other things. Like they produced If It's for Family.
Mm-hmm. Right.
On Netflix, his old assistant, former, wrote an episode. So he wanted to do so many other things. Mm. I'm glad he did this movie. He did it justice. It's so good.
Really enjoyed it. And again, emotional. But it's fun to go back. And I think it's a great pairing with the other one. I think this will be the new holiday thing. Oh, they'll probably start airing both together Sunday.
I think so, too. Yeah. Is it worth it?
You have Christmas in Canada. Was this a movie, a thing up there? Because it wasn't really a thing here when it came out. It was years later it hit either home video or it was on, honestly, maybe it was the syndication where it was on TV every year and the kids got it.
Maybe.
We watched it in school, though.
It was nothing at first. He thought his career was over.
Yeah.
So it's an institution up here for sure. Yeah. Okay, I haven't seen the new offering, but it is definitely an institution up here.
That's good to know. Makes me feel a little better.
So is Miracle on 34th Street, but it's a different institution, obviously.
That's a beautiful one, too, that I hadn't seen since I was a kid until I think last year we rewatched it. And it's really quite beautiful. I mean, I guess all Christmas movies are. That's sort of the point, I guess. But the simplicity of that one especially.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I'm grateful that the current entertainment leadership right now has rediscovered and has this new I look at the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Every year, Charlie Brown Christmas and all these things and all of the things that we loved would have a holiday special. That seems to be coming back now, and I'm delighted by that.
I don't disagree with you. That is nice, except that I don't think that all of the institutions used to do it. I think it was actually kind of a rare thing. Did all the institutions used to? Because the only one that stands the test of time that I can think of is the Peanuts, the Pumpkin, and the Christmas. You know what I mean? But I'm sure there are others. But maybe Guardians of the Galaxy is stamping they're going, yeah, that's it. We're going to be the holiday institution for this generation.
I hope so. I don't know if you've seen that one yet. That one's delightful as well. And I'm not going to tell you anything that happens in it because we all know what happens when I do that.
The truth that, most people who know me know that about me. The first movie delighted both of us. We were both surprised how much we liked it because we're not comic book type movies. But the animation's the wrong word. The special effect, whatever, the blending of techniques was so good that that they made a very interesting reality to live in, and we enjoyed it. We watched it a couple times. We tried to watch the second one, and we were excited for it, and whoa, stinker! Turned it off immediately. We were like, "What a movie this is! This is not at all what." It was like The Matrix 2. We were like, "Oh, how can you even?" Bleh? Now, this may be an unpopular opinion. That's just how we felt. Maybe it needs another try. Didn't they do another one after that?
They're working on it right now, but the Guardians have appeared in other Marvel movies since then, though.
What did you think of the second Guardians?
Okay, but I liked it, but there's a big asterisk there. I'm also a pretty big Marvel Comics fan, and the fact that they put like Kurt Russell's character Ego, the fact that they put him in a movie was pretty. I didn't think that was kind of doable, and so I had other reasons why I liked it. And I mean, like, there's so many funny lines in that movie. That
you got to finish it to get those lines in, probably. I guess
we kick names and take ass. Like, I love that. I love that phrase. There's good moments in it, but I can totally understand why people would think it's such a departure.
So this is not an unpopular opinion? Did I say that?
Oh, the first movie is universally heralded as a breath of fresh air. The second movie definitely divided some folks, for sure.
Oh, well, that makes me feel a little better about it. At least that I'm not alone, that it may be actually the material. I thought, this is where they're going with it, and I just don't like it. I thought, I was duped on the first one, and I just don't like this. Just like all the other Marvel movies, I don't like it. That's it. Felt like a Marvel movie. The first one didn't. How's that?
And the second movie definitely had implications.
First Iron Man, awesome. Second Iron Man, same issue.
Yeah.
Third Iron Man brought it back a little bit, but not enough. Although I do like the third Iron Man.
I would agree with that.
I do like the third Iron Man. You know what bummed me out about Iron Man, since we're talking about everything? The disappearance of Terrence Stamp as that character. And I understand that it was like some, whatever it was behind. That was
Iron Man 2.
Personal. It was personal is what I heard.
Yeah.
That bummed me out, because as much as I love Don Cheadle, Terrence Stamp in the first one was such a solid best friend. I really believed that relationship, and the others, it was a Marvel movie.
I totally agree. I would love to have seen Terrence Stamp as War Machine. There's that scene in the first movie where he's looking at the prototype and he goes, "Not yet."
Not yet. Yes.
Immediately, I'm like, he's gonna be War Machine. I was so excited.
I didn't know that meant something. I didn't know what War Machine was, but
I
did think in the second one he'll have the suit for sure.
Yeah, and that's who Cheadle is. And by the way, in Iron Man 2, when Cheadle shows up, the first time you see him playing the new version of that character, the first thing he says is, "Okay, it's me, let it go."
Yeah.
Like, his first line is, I love that. I thought that was really, really tongue-in-cheek and fun.
I totally agree. Acknowledge it, move on.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'll just say this, because it's not really a spoiler. One of my complaints with the Christmas story, the new Christmas story, is Ralphie's mom is recast. She's alive, but they cast Julie Haggerty, who is an incredible actress, universally beloved, so talented, wonderful Julie Haggerty. But she's not Melinda Dillon. It's just a different person. I understand Melinda Dillon's like 90, probably wasn't around to do it. I get all that, but in my mind, in the first few minutes, it's hard to get over that hurdle. It's
the one thing that is jarring.
Yeah. But take that out of it, the rest is pretty awesome. Just like Iron Man.
Is anybody putting up on the YouTube what they're watching? I put it in the Instagram, but nobody's popped up yet.
Let's see. 570. As a person with facial hair, I also found that to be rude.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't actually care. I think it's hilarious.
I hate that I come across as rude, but I no longer really care.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to be. as long as your intentions aren't to be rude.
I'm holding on to that now. I used to want to be not care if I was rude as much. Now it really bothers me.
Can I show you what's in here?
Yes.
Please do.
Paul, do we have any music for this? A little opening music. What do you think? Ta-da! Oh, that's not it. Hey, man, showmanship's killer tonight, huh? Whoopsie-daisy. Kids in the movie, this is how they make thunder.
Yep.
Yep. Here, a little Foley lesson for you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Here is the certificate of authenticity. And I got the scan back today from Weldon. And what I now have is something that I can hold up here at the desk. A little proof, which is way easier to hold than the actual 40 by 50 canvas that is being stretched currently. But here is a proof. This is proof that this is proof. This is a proof of Happy Meal. Happy Meal is a 40 by 50 piece of artwork done by Diego at the Atomic Age. And follow his Instagram right now if you would. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, can't see shit. Instagram, check this out. There we go. This is the scan that will allow us to produce the prints that will go into production right during the holidays for our, I almost called it a pledge drive. It's not that, but it's kind of that. What's the other one? Telethon. Our telethon. We're doing a telethon over the new year. We'll tell you more about that in the coming weeks. But you will have opportunities to buy prints of this, and the proceeds. I'm gonna get a thesaurus here in a few minutes. I can't hold this up and think of words at the same time. Will go to the Autoimmunity Foundation, which produces shows like this, and hopefully lots more in the future. More to come on that as well.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, it's a painting.
Print.
Painting. I mean, the original is a painting, and then the original will be auctioned off in 2023. Sorry. In the future, I'll have bullets. I'll write this all down. We'll do a nice presentation, but I just picked the stuff up from them today.
I really like it.
And we'll keep
It's a little modern Andy Warhol-ish.
See, I said the exact same thing. I'm glad you say the Warhol because of the Heinz, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
pop
say that
culture elements of it, and yeah.
That's what I think too. It makes me think of the Campbell soup can one.
Yep.
But isn't there also another piece of another famous artist or another famous piece of artwork that is there something else going on here too? I feel like there's something. This is very familiar to me, and it's not just because of the 9/11 in it, and not because I have these products in our refrigerator. Salt and pepper. That's what it is. No, nobody else. Do you know what I mean? Like a Liechtenstein has a certain look. Like, is there somebody else that has this that he's going for here as well? Seems like a combination of things, like you said.
Yeah, I feel like the limited depth I possess when it comes to discussing art is at its limit right now. But it seems very pleasing to me. That's what I like about it. It's just modern Andy Warhol was just that's just it. Like, I love it.
Same here. What I look at it, I go, wow, anybody could buy that. This is a dick thing to say when you're selling shit, but I go, wow, anybody could buy that. Because it would go with anyone's stuff. You could be into pop culture. This would be a thing. You can be automotive for sure. You could actually be into fine art, and this would totally go. It's kind of weird how it hits all the bases. Anyway,
yeah, it's great.
This is just a tiny little offering. The real one is huge, and the prints, we're talking about it right now. In fact, weigh in on this if you want, if you're somebody who would buy one of these prints. we're trying to figure out the size now. Do we do it life size, the full 40 by 50, which was my instinct to do since it's a replica. But it was pointed out to me that one, it is quite large, which could hinder some people. But also, it take away from the original if it's exactly the same. To me, it doesn't, but I could understand that perspective, and I respect it.
I'm torn. I'm with you totally.
All right. Fine.
It's beautiful.
I totally agree. Even if it weren't done for us, I would want one of these.
Yeah.
Because it's I totally dig it. This is hilarious, but Matt Farah from the Smoking Tire, we were at their new place recently, Matt and Hannah's home, and they have a hot dog bathroom, a hot dog themed bathroom. Like it's the guest bathroom.
You said that.
It's legitimately hot dog themed. The wallpaper, all of the stuff inside. I don't know if they've got the wall space for something this big, but if they wanted one, it definitely would go in their hot dog bathroom.
I love that.
If I didn't say it before, the name given to this by the artist is Happy Meal. Happy Meal. Which warms my heart. Thank you, Diego.
Yeah, I see that piece in an upscale diner or a restaurant that is got some hipness to it. I totally see that there.
See, that's it. It could go in a crappy hamburger stand or an upscale steakhouse.
Totally.
Because they both love ketchup. Hey-oh! Sorry.
It's like a pair of jeans.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's like expensive jeans, that painting. Let's see. Driver's psychic. Type 7-like poster. Ah, so maybe okay. That could be it. I love their stuff. In fact, I just met his wife the other day for the first time. Oh, nope. Type 7. Wait, maybe I don't know what this is. How do I not follow them? I'm following them now. Thank you. Is there another 7? What's the matter with me? What else was I thinking of? Gee whiz. All right.
I really wish I had dialing music right now.
I know. Sorry. Jay's having another one of his spells. What on earth?
We haven't checked the weather in a while,
No, we haven't. Do you have a question?
Why haven't we checked the weather in a while?
You fucker. Do you have a question for Barbara Gaines? Oh, I am Ted.
No.
Ted 7. Wait, Ted 7 is... Wow, this
Type 7?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I'm friends and follow I am Ted 7, but when you look at his thing says Ted 7, photographer. Maybe it's a personal either way. This one only has 161,000 followers, and the other one has more than that. Type 7 has 392,000, so it's whatever it is. I'm late to the party, it seems. So I follow it now, and I'll see if indeed that does look the same. Bell's Diner, yeah, love it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
It's for car-themed dinner or kitchen or garage as huge wall poster. Exactly.
Yeah.
Very diner-like. Yeah, definitely.
There we go.
There's that. Oh, yeah, you know what? Malibu Kitchen is closed. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry to anybody who wants to go there again. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. Said so. Sorry. Here's where we've been going lately on Sundays. Couldn't be happier about the fact that their bags match our blue cards. Only Good Vibes is their theme. The name of the place is Le Café de la Plage, and we'll be there on Sunday. It's not like a thing. Don't make it a car show. This little show is not enough to make it blow up like what happened to the other place. But if you're friends of ours and you want to hang out on Sunday morning at a very chill spot where the owners are awesome and they promote good vibes, it's written all over their store and on their merch. That's where we are. It's very, very chill. The food there is ridiculous. The pastries are ridiculous. I hate to go off the hook on that. And then we've been staying so long lately that we stay for lunch as well. And then there's this other place called, is it Lily's? Lily's? With the burritos. Holy moly!
So
they make a breakfast burrito that we get for lunch that is ridiculous. I've been known to devour a breakfast burrito since I avoided these things my whole life until about 5 years ago. Started getting them up at Newcomb's. Now I order one wherever the fuck. Excuse me. Thanks to Darren at Newcomb's for getting me into breakfast burritos. But this joint, Lily's, really knows what they're doing. Really good. It's huge. We split it in half, and I stuff my half in to get it in. She can do maybe half of hers.
It's heavy and oozy and so good.
It is. It's both heavy and oozy. I wonder, maybe we can change the beans to black beans instead of the refried beans, because that is part of... Are you all right, Canada?
Sorry.
But it's... But I think that's part of what makes it so effing delicious. It's just... I bet that beans make the cheese more tolerable for you, the melted cheese. Or is it the opposite?
Probably the opposite.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could taste both textures separately.
Yep.
You know how everyone has a weird aversions to things? She doesn't like, well, what would it be? It's not, you're fine with melted cheese, but it can't be, it can't be cooled off melted cheese.
I don't like a lot of cheese. So you melt it, good luck.
But like you eat pizza that has cheese on it. But if it's extra cheese or if that cheese gets coagulated, nope, off. She's not into it.
No.
I'll eat her cheese. I love cheese. I'm gross for cheese. You heard me. You're Jay's gross for cheese. Let's do some business real quick here. Our buddy Adam Ferrara is all over the place. Last time I looked, I think he was in... doesn't matter. Check it out. AdamFerrara.com. We were a guest on his podcast recently, and that is coming out, I think... It's this week or next week. Soon. That'll be really exciting to hear and see, because I don't remember anything that happened on it, what we said, what we talked about. I know he's a really awesome friend, so I know we were in good hands, but I don't remember. It wasn't the typical stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
It's funny when you're on the other side of things. After doing enough of these now.
Oh, yeah.
Byron Bowers. You know what? Check him out on the Smoking Tire podcast. That just came out today, or it's coming out this week as well, but he just recorded it. And we love both of those guys, so check it out. Congrats to Matt on his new car, too. That spider, that pink berry spider finally came in. Remember, it sunk on a boat. His car was on that boat that sunk that had all the supercars on it. So the factory had to go back and remake these cars that they had already stopped making.
He's brought it a bunch of places I saw on Instagram.
Yeah, he's making the rounds for sure. It's good stuff.
Looks pretty.
He went. They're on a little holiday right now, Matt and Hannah, and he checked in from Anderson's Pea Soup place, and I was like, it's the only restaurant in the world that has more signage than the DOT. That was my little joke. Hey-oh! Da-dunk. Do we have anything for that? Nope, just this. It can't all be gold. $1, Bob. Magnus Walker's exhibition at Urban Outlaw 10 exhibition at the Peterson is going on now through January 31st. And speaking of which, we never actually did talk about the weekend. We talked about Breakfast Club. No, we didn't. We didn't even get there. We were here with you last, and that's where we left off. Friday was awesome. Breakfast Club, thank you to everybody who came up and brought toys. It was really, really awesome to fill the mini up with toys. It was great. It was great. We're grateful for everybody who came up in the rain, but we were like, I was a little bit deflated because I was thinking our group brought a van full of toys last year, and then, only however many people were able to make it up in the rain brought toys.
I heard you say to Sean the same thing I did of can't believe this wasn't a huge one like we've had.
Yeah, sorry about that. And he was very...
Yeah.
Don't apologize. We're just doing what we do. Don't apologize.
Regardless,
it was very great that other people
yeah.
showed up the second week and we were able to top it off. With that, Saturday morning, we did drive out to City of Industry, to the Expo Center, to the huge Purist Group winter drive. And it was really cool. That was my first time doing it.
Yeah.
It was very, very cool. Very organized. The CHP and the sheriff's department that were there, great. Darth Vader was there, Mike, and the other guys.
I think you're looking for the name Stormtroopers.
No, they didn't have any of those. But they had
Oh.
I think it might be Imperial Guard. You know, the guys who are kind of almost in suits
The
with
red
the
guy?
hats that like, say it again?
The red guys?
No, like still in black, but like, I wish I had here, wait, maybe I do. Sorry,
Imperial
buddy, hold on a second
Guards
here. We
are
could figure this out quick enough.
Red, but
you know, the guys
Imperial
who-
officers.
Yeah, that's what I feel like, an Imperial officer. Like he's yeah.
Yeah,
In this
the guy
case,
Vader. The guys Vader push around.
yeah, exactly. And in this case, I have a feeling it's the guy who like makes sure Vader doesn't fall down the stairs. He's kind of like a Vader wrangler.
It makes sense. It's not an easy suit to walk around in.
Let's see. I cut that guy out of most of the photos because they. But you know what? That's okay though, because there's a different guy here that maybe you can. That maybe you'll. You see Sean Lee and some of the cops up on stage, but you see Darth. Who's the guy next to him?
Is that the Emperor?
Yeah, maybe it's the Emperor, or is that? I mean, from here he kind of looks like Skeletor.
Well, the Emperor kind of looks like Skeletor.
Oh, okay, then yeah. Here we go. This is it.
Oh no, that's Kylo Ren.
Ah, there you go.
That's
And let me
Vader's
see if I can
grandson.
find that other guy. The guy who was picking up
Spoilers.
Vader's skirt. Hey, look. Here's Keys to the Jungle. We saw him there, too.
USA, USA.
Adrian, I did it. He's going to go, if he dies, he dies. What's that one? You know, Rocky 3, 2, 4.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of Guido Cocomello. He did the Rocky IV speech, which is the funniest speech in any of the Rocky movies. I love that.
When he's doing his Sylvester Stallone thing.
Yeah.
Boy, what's wrong with me here? I can't believe I cut that guy out of all the shit. Oh, well. He was in the back of something. Oh, the one with the girls with their asses were hanging out. Sorry, girls. Here, I'm gonna show a picture, but it's surrounded by girls' butts. I hope that's all right.
Shout out to the girls' butts crowd.
Oh, yeah, you can't see shit. Instagram's getting it. You see whatever that outfit is that guy's wearing? It's the back of him.
Yeah, it's an Imperial officer. Or
That's
a
what I
First Order officer. I can't quite tell, but they're very similar.
So there was a handful of those guys.
That makes sense.
And Darth Vader. And then the picture I just showed you with the girls. And I'm saying that because you can't see their faces. I don't know who they were representing. It's literally just, I'm taking it from behind and I see the girls' butts. I feel terrible about that. It sounds so demeaning, like a picture of girls' butts. I don't know who they are. I shouldn't have said it at all, but I didn't want you to be shocked when you saw it. Anyway, in the background of said shot, there were all of the Fast and the Furious cars from the, there's Harry's truck and whatever, and they had a whole mess of those. So I couldn't figure out what kind of mismatched crossover this was. It's Fast and the Furious, it's Star Wars, it's some kind of athletic gear or whatever they were.
Also, knee socks.
You sucks. Me sucks. Knee socks. Knee socks.
There you
Did
go.
you hear knee socks?
I heard need some.
Yeah, that's what he said. Darren M. Cox says, "Hey guys, in his
Hey.
Christmas hat. What's happening, man?"
That's great.
All right, yeah. It's the season. Do-do-do. Well, that was worth it. Okay. Hello, Delhi. Oh shit! I gotta change my hat. It's your only official source for your only source for officially licensed. That's right, folks. That's right, friends. It's Art Fern. Oh man, when we did that thing, I didn't realize this till afterwards. this will come back in a second. When we did that thing around the racetrack, I think it was Magnus and NASCAR or whatever, and we drove around and we got to the little parade area where all of the cameras and all of the bloggers and all of the people, and we were like, I can't believe we're driving this close to actual people on the racetrack. And there was that guy who used to be on E, and I was like, oh, there's Art Fern. It's Art Fern. Hey, Art Fern, what's going on? And I was waving at him like I thought he would be so happy that I recognized him. You know what I mean? Because Art Fern, like no one here knows who you are, but I'm like, Art Fern, you came to Felicity once. We totally talked. Art Fern is the name of the Carson character. That guy's name is Art Man. You remember how I was like, man, I thought he'd be nice. He didn't. I don't think he heard me or something. Oh, jeez. Yep.
That makes so much more sense.
Typical
now.
Jay. Typical Jay. Best of intentions, just doesn't quite land it. I'm like that kid who really wants to skateboard, just hangs around with the other skateboarders, you know. Totally fits in, but can't quite skateboard. Your only official source. No, your only source for officially licensed Letterman merchandise is the Hello Deli. Go tell Rupert that we say hello and that we are busting our ass to just make sure he knows how loved he is by us and Mike here on the Letterman podcast, who's the official sponsor of. But hello-deli.com and tell Rupert that Nicole says hello because Nicole loves Rupert and also.
I cannot.
Yeah, sometimes she can't. And that's what's going on. And if you want to buy if you're in the hat buying mood, it's the holiday season. You're going to want to get your butt over to the Good Vibes section of the Dual Shift website or Instagram and get the classic tee or whatever is available. I don't know what's available over there. David's been so busy with other things that I know all this stuff's still happening, but you know, he's got 2 kids, a full-time job, multiple cars, and he sends this stuff out for us as well. So whatever. Dual Shift and makes a great stocking stuffer. Wonderful holiday items. Check it out. Same thing with the Letterman gear, by the way. Like Mike pointed out, Dave Letterman is becoming more. You know how the cycle goes. Letterman is absolutely ramping up in the world relevance scale. It's very strange how that happened when the man retired 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Or at least he left that show. So it's a great time to get anybody who was a Letterman fan in your life. It's a great time to get them a Letterman gift. So Hello Deli is the only place to do that. Officially.
That's so good. There's a resurgence of a niche hobby. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. And then it ushers in a whole new era.
Yep.
Now, they say all which separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. In this case, we are talking about
Cars.
That's right. I'm sorry, podcast listeners. That is correct. We are talking about cars and anything else that needs the insurance. Just took me to a close call that happened on the road today, and I was thinking to myself, man, just in case, I'm glad. You know, nothing happened, thankfully, because I'm such a good driver, and our Mini handles so well. Thank you, M Shop. Anyway. You got to get that coverage for your toys, and the place that we recommend is St. Clair Insurance. So they're licensed in most states, and they shop top providers, so you get the best coverage for your toys, and their name is St. Clair Insurance, and they're on the internet at www.coverageforyourtoys.com, coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com.
Jeff Sinclair is also a friend and would like a hello from Nicole, so while you're there, make sure that you say hi, because
sometimes I can't.
This episode has been brought to you in part by Series 1 Films. Series 1 Films is your complete resource to develop your brand identity and marketing using video, ads, and SEO to help your automotive business reach more customers. Send Series 1 Films a message today to find out more at series1films.com. Series1films.com.
series1films.com.
Yep, and that one is a number one, and I'm holding this because our buddy who is Series 1 Films has many endeavors. He's got a clothing line, the Series 1 clothing, I think it might be called. And then also he's doing other things. So this was also courtesy of our friend Taylor there for you.
Yeah, he's making cartridges now.
Well, he's going to be getting into that in the future, and this is a tester, and that's for you. We did it. The old 96.
Jay, there might be one last piece of business.
Let's hit it.
Were we going to exchange Hulk stories today?
Oh, what a guy. Thanks for remembering. Oh, man, you're good. Here, I'll turn this around.
That reminds me of Marty Short. Whenever Marty Short would come on Letterman and people would give him a standing ovation, he would scream, "Thanks for remembering."
I don't recall that.
Yeah, it happened.
Here, let me see if I have a video in here real quick since you brought that up. I do recall that happening from time to time. And if I have something here, it would be really great. And if I don't, it's okay. But this has been a real big waste of time. I probably deleted it, which was no.
Have you seen their SNL mic?
No, it's sitting on the DVR waiting for me like a present waiting to be opened. Was it good?
I didn't see it. But the ratings apparently were very good.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was delighted by that. That's historic to me. Those two hosting. That's a wonderful moment.
Yeah. I didn't expect that. It's very cool.
I don't have it. I'm sorry. We were sitting front row at a Paul Schaefer concert a couple years ago here in Los Angeles, and Marty Short was in the audience because we were in Los Angeles. And Paul called him up on stage, and he did exactly what you're talking about. But Paul did the music and the whole thing. Na, 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 na. The whole. It was cool. And if I had the video, it would be great to have played right now, but I don't. Lame.
It was super fun, and I worked with Marty way back when, and he seems as fun and more hidden. I love him so much.
As same and more hidden?
Not as showy. So he hid more.
Can't wait to watch it. The Saturday Night Live. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I was listening. I was trying to let you do your thing while you were trying to do my thing. All right. So that was a huge time killer. I'm real sorry. Just call me Hal Gurney. This is... you want to do stories? Do you want to do Lou Ferrigno stories? I'd love to hear about your...
We can do it now, or we can save it for next show. It's up to you.
No, let's do it.
But I just wanted to remind...
When we left you on Thursday, you were going to go right after the show to go out and hang with Lou Ferrigno.
Yes. And I did, and it was lovely.
said, don't call him Hulk. And let me know if he doesn't give 110%, because otherwise he must not be feeling good. He normally gives 110%. 110%.
That happened, and it was lovely.
How was it?
Is now the time I tell the story?
Yeah.
Okay, so my oldest, he just quit his job of 12 years to go out and become a personal trainer. He's been on his own personal journey. This is a dream come true for him. He's a competitive bodybuilder. Did his first show last April, came in first in the natural category. So he going to see Lou Ferrigno has a very different focal point than me going to see Lou Ferrigno. I just wanted to see him because of the Hulk connection. And I also just saw The Offer, and he was in that as well. And I was delighted by that. So we went, and watching Lou Ferrigno watch Nico, my son, he took off his jacket to go get his picture taken with him. And he looks fantastic. And Lou lit up like a Christmas tree. And he's like, "Oh, you look good." And Nico comes over and he puts his arm around him, and they start going back and forth.
I bet Lou recognized the move right off the bat. He's going to go meet somebody.
Yeah.
Shirt off. Oh, all right. Okay.
It was perfect.
This guy's got.
It was perfect. And Nico literally just started his practice on Monday of that week. He quit his job on Friday and started his new life. And then he got to see one of his bodybuilding mentors the next week. So it was this beautiful, beautiful
But
moment.
he's been working on his physique for a while. That's not just 2 days worth of work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, we can, yeah. For 2 years, he prepped for that show, and that's how he got into it more. And then he got certified along the way on his own time. And it was just this beautiful thing. And the fact that his first week doing it, he got to see Lou. That was a beautiful moment. But he finished with Lou. And I mean, there were very few people there. It was a very kind of closed event at a winery here. And so it was lots of just hanging out and talking. And when I went up to him, I talked about how I love the character as a kid and all that sort of stuff. And I love Hulk and all that. I said, but I'll tell you when I really felt connected to you as a boy, it was when you were on Mr. Rogers. And the moment I said that, he looked at me and he melted. Like
That was mine too.
Moment. Was it yours?
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be.
Yeah.
I fucking knew it.
And it was the same.
Awesome.
And it was the same thing. It was the exact same thing.
Yep. He was so delighted by it. And he said,
"Oh, no, I can't help but be a member. I can't help but be a member." Well, you finish your story, but I don't need to tell mine because it's exactly like yours. But he goes, "Oh, that means so much to me." Like it meant. He literally told me that means so much to me.
yes.
Mr. Rogers went, and you can tell the story, I guess, but he went and visited the set. And they went to his dressing room and the makeup trailer, and they showed how he got green and the whole thing. And they were showing the kids that, look, this is how he is really. You don't need to be afraid of him. And they humanized this character. And I didn't watch the Incredible. Say it again.
He talked about his hearing too. So you're seeing this larger than life actor superhero guy that's also got a disability, but it doesn't
Being
matter.
vulnerable.
It was like, oh God. And it was so great. And like as an 8-year-old kid or whatever, however old we were, I mean, crazy. And telling him that, he just, to me too, I mean, I don't know when your event was. It was probably years ago or whatever. And he melted
Comic-Con
just
10 years ago,
way. Yeah. And it was,
but it was at a restaurant.
Delightful.
It was like you. It was not at Comic-Con at a booth or something. Like we were at a restaurant and we were at a restaurant where all of the celebrities were in the back, like whatever. And that's where we ran into him. And it was the same type of thing. I couldn't not tell him that. Also, I wasn't going to be like, I loved you on The Celebrity Apprentice. High five, Hulk.
Well, I did that too. But it wasn't Celebrity Apprentice. He also said, he was so proud. He's like, did you know that is one of the most highest watched Mr. Rogers in history? And I don't know how he knows that or whatever, but he's very proud of it. And I loved that. And then I talked to him about the offer, and he lit up about that. And it was a very, very cool moment. After, it was all cake because he made my kid, he made his day, he made his year. And after that moment, I had this conversation with him. So it was a beautiful experience.
The Mr. Rogers clip was how I was introduced to him. Like that's all I knew of that show, other than like the commercials that you would see on the network during other times, not the actual show. I've never had seen The Incredible Hulk. Still to this day, I've never seen The Incredible Hulk. I saw the movie, the Ang Lee one, that was so bad, like unwatchably bad, that was in all the comic frames and everything. Oh my God, unwatchable. And I love Ang Lee. Cheers to the Ice Storm. Just watch that. It's on the list. I guess maybe our extended Whatcha Watchin will happen next week. Yeah, that was rough. So I don't get The Incredible Hulk. I guess I don't. But then Mark Ruffalo did one, didn't he? And then that one was a little better.
Mark Ruffalo is the current Bruce Banner. Eddie Norton did it.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Then there was some static, some trouble. So he was recast, not unlike Terrence Howard, in the same universe, but casting of a different actor.
But wasn't Ed Howard? Ed Burns? What'd you say? Ed Norton. Wasn't Ed
Eddie Norton.
Who's Ed Howard?
Ed Burns. That'd be great.
What did Ed? But wasn't Ed Norton's version better than the first one? That was the Ang Lee one. Who was the Ang Lee one? Who was
universally that?
Oh, it was
would definitely
wasn't it,
be the case. What's that?
Who played Ang Lee's Hulk? Was it
Eric Bana?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, right. Australian Eric Bana. Australian hunky Eric Bana.
And this is what I love about you and I. I love that movie.
Well, that makes sense because what I didn't like about it was how goddamn comic booky he was. But you love comic books. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I never read a comic book. Still.
there was a few things that they put in, like, okay, yes, it was shot like a comic book with all the, like, okay, so there was that, which is jarring, frankly, for some people. But like the Hulk, there are writers of the Hulk over the years in Marvel who would lean into this concept that that it was childhood trauma and all these sorts of things that also led in. It wasn't just the gamma rays. There's a real psychological aspect. That movie really went in there. And there was one other thing.
Oh
is that
God! For how he's why
got,
is the Hulk? It's not just a potion. I thought it was just Jekyll and Hyde. Like, oh, he's a doctor, so he drank the shit, and now he's the Hulk. No.
Yeah, the gamma rays are what created the Hulk, but the idea that
so he didn't drink something. There's no glowing potion in my mind. Oh, he drank the glowing potion.
That's
how
my
he became.
memory.
I might be thinking of Bugs Bunny.
I have
no, it's all
memory
gamma
too.
rays. There's no potion on this one.
But he is isn't he? He is a doctor, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a scientist.
Oh, okay. Working with gamma. Oh, I see. So it's an experiment instead of a. Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
It is still Jekyll and Hyde, right?
Very much so. And there's a psychological thing about that some writers leaned into. The Ang Lee version really leaned into that. And also, the angrier he gets as Hulk, the more bigger and stronger and powerful he gets. Some artists of the comic books did that too, and that movie also featured that.
Oh,
so
that's it. That was one of the things I didn't like. It was like too cartoony. That's right.
Yeah.
The way the physics changed and the proportions changed. I thought that was ridiculous. I mean, like ridiculous. I thought that was ridiculous.
Yep. A lot of folks do. I'm in the vast minority on this one.
When you sprain your ankle or you tear your knee or something and it gets to some absolutely impossible thing, okay, but that's still within the realm of physics and reality. This other nonsense is like, oh my God, it's like David and Goliath times 100.
Yeah, thanks.
Man, I can't believe you totally nailed it. That was one of the things that bugged the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah.
Only because I don't understand it.
That's right.
He's like, yeah. You're an idiot.
I get it. He also leapt his Hulk jumps, which I love. They've never been done better than in that movie.
A leaping Hulk? Write another script. I mean, is he incredible or is he the incredible leaping Hulk? Oh.
But you don't understand. He's been doing that in the comics since the 60s, and they never represented it. So for me, I was like, yeah, right on.
But you are right. I don't understand. Because when you say something like that, I go, oh, there's a heritage lineage thing. I go, okay, fine. I wish they said, you don't like comic books? This isn't for you.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be more honest, you know? Like, they got my DVD money or whatever the heck it was. However I saw that movie. I think it was DVD. And I was like, why did I buy this? I gave it away. I
watch that movie once every 18 months.
Fuck. All right. My buddy Kaz, Danbury Chive, came here to visit. We always do like sort of a movie exchange whenever one of us visits the other, where like we'll watch something they want to watch, and it's kind of just a humanity thing, I guess. But we've always watched movies together, so it's a thing. He was like, "No, you just got to watch the first Captain America." No, not well. Yeah, that's one of them, Captain America, and no, that was a previous one, and I was like, no. And then when he was here, like 4 or 5 years, whenever they got engaged on the show here, remember that?
Yeah.
And it's got to be at least 3 years ago. They've been married a while. So, what the hell was the movie? The professor? What's the? I know, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Yeah.
No, that's not it.
Yep.
Is that right? Is that Marvel?
Cumberbatch? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So then he's like, you got to watch this. And we were like, all right. And then we did. And like, he's like, yeah, the message, great, right? I'm like, yeah, it's in a lot of other movies. That message. Why did I have to watch this one? I don't think we're made for Marvel-y movies.
No.
Is Doctor Strange Marvel?
Either. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Big time, son.
Yeah, he was in Infinity War, like, yeah.
Infinity War. I mean, where are we? Can't get shit started on this planet. Let's blow up all these fictitious ones.
Culminated everything in the Infinity War at the end with all of the franchises coming together, and yeah.
I don't mean to be rude. Every single Marvel is a culmination of all the things that fucking every single one is we'll bring this guy from this and then fucking every single thing.
Just like the comics.
Well, then you know what? There's something to this whole like we build our reality thing, because it wasn't like that when I was we're kids, when the adults of the generation were like me. But now that the adults of this generation grew up watching comics, they are building the world that they wanted. This guy's world. It's a good time to be Mike. This is a great time to be you. Alive in this world, I mean.
Good.
That's right. It is.
We are going long tonight. Any new items on Mike's set?
This is the mask that I wore at Don Giller's house that I was asked to wear. So I'm putting that in the set.
Hilarious.
I had a really cool moment the other day. So I'm interviewing Will Lee, and it's going fine. We had a phenomenal interview. And he changes the subject instantly, and he goes, or like just out of the blue, and he goes, "Hey, tell me about that Last Days of Letterman book." And so I showed it to him. We had a little segment where we talked about that. That was kind of fun. Mark Carson's book, I don't think that was there the last time. And
I love that book with a passion. It's in the green room, and I thumb through it all the time.
It's so good. Late night bumpers, everybody. And then
but hang on. I bet I love that book like you love comic books, because it puts me in a place and brings me back to a thing. Is that what you love about comic books?
Yeah. I was thinking about that book the other day as I was flipping through it. And how cool would it be if there was some sort of a digital presentation of it that had actual like organ or music of the world's most dangerous band, and you could kind of scroll through the book listening to a rendition of one of those old songs. It brings back so many memories and feelings. It brings back feelings out of me when I flip through it.
Yeah. So that's what. Okay. So it's probably you and I get the same thing out of that versus the comic book thing. I was trying to understand comic books a little bit.
The nostalgia is the same thing, though. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And then what's next to it?
Steve Young's book.
Oh, there you go. So I said Austin Powers. That sort of thing's not my bag, baby. Everything's coming up profits.
Yeah, and he gave me a nice note in it and all that sort of stuff. So that was kind of cool. I'm a big Steve Young fan. I really like that guy a lot. So
it seems mutual.
Hopefully, we can only hope. The Will Lee episode is coming out on Friday, and it's very good.
Congratulations.
He's awesome. I love that guy.
I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah, that guy's talent is ridiculous.
Yes.
I mean, I know I'm not telling anybody anything new, but like, he's not just the bass player from the Letterman band, like people might think. I mean, he was the voice of the Letterman band, but I mean, Fab Four and all of the work that he's done in the studio, like all of those years while he was on TV at night, he was also working during that time. I love Will Lee a lot. I love Will Lee for his willingness to share about his sobriety. I don't know if you guys talk about that at all, but
not this time. Next time we'll get into that a little bit more, probably.
The fact that he's willing to go there, to me, is what it's all about. Because if you've been in any shape in life, if you've been through the fire or been on one side of things, and you're on the other now, you kind of feel it's sort of your duty to help others through that same fire. If you ever come across someone who looks like they might be going through it, and he seems to be really hardcore like that, and I love his music ability, but I think I think his humanity is what I connect the most with. And other than having said hello to him a few times, like, he has no idea who I am. So I'm talking about one-way admiration here. Solid dude, great get. Can't wait to see your show there.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that one's coming out on Friday. That's going to be a lot of fun to release that one. And then afterwards, he put a good word in for Paul with me afterwards. After the cameras stopped rolling, he texted a message to Paul. And then a few minutes later, I got a message from him back saying, "Hey, Paul's into it. Reach out to him." So it's been a pretty cool few days.
That's very cool, man. What would you talk to Paul about?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I don't know where I would start with that one. It's so big. Obviously, our mutual Canadiana at first, and then take it from there.
I mean, that's what it's kind of cool because you got a lot of inside stuff that most people, I mean, nobody down here could probably relate to him about.
Good point.
So he grew up in a place called Thunder Bay, and his parents loved show business, and he was brought up in this environment of a house where show business was just talked about all the time, and it was such a good incubator for him. Thunder Bay is not that place. It's a small little town that is not. It's not a hotbed for entertainment by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm super curious about that. How his parents, how that happened for them, because it certainly isn't. Yeah, it's a very industrial, small city.
Sweet.
So there we go.
I would start there. No, I feel like we just went through your. This is your research process. We got to just take a little peek in there. I think. You're laying it all out, right? You're laying it out how you're getting his story down.
Yeah, you're welcome, everybody.
It's good stuff. The quick question here from William Miller. Well, that's got to be a different William Miller. Can't be the Malibu Kitchen Bill Miller, probably. When is Cat DeLorean coming back? When do you want her? She's been very busy with the DeLorean Legacy deal, the DeLorean Legacy project. Like really busy. She and Jason have been traveling. They were just in Miami for Art Basel, and I think they're going to someplace else soon as well. All while trying to put all these pieces together. But we will make time for her. Let's try to have Cat back before the holidays. There's only a few holiday shows, and we're trying to keep it light before the holidays. We've got some great guests coming up, you guys. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. What year is it when you have those guests? Ed Lowe from Motor Trend will be here soon. We're still trying to put together the date. It might be soon. It might be like next week, or it'll be in January. I guess that goes without saying, right? Because we're at the end of December. Regardless. Bogey from Bogey's Garage. That was a crazy one, because this is somebody I've known through the television box for a long time. Remember All Girls Garage, and now she's got Bogey's Garage, and you'll know her from like a lot of Velocity channels and or shows rather, and now it's Motor Trend. I reached out to her the other day, and we follow each other, but we've never met. And I reached out to her the other day, and this is how freaking cool she is. I just did the standard, like, hi, since she already follows us, I figured she must know who we are. So I just, hi, Bogey, please come visit with us sometime on Cars and Comedy. And I lay down the, when we tape, whatever. And she goes, hey, I thought you'd never ask, LOL. And I was like, what? This is awesome. And she's like, I'd love to do it, blah, 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 blah. So she's going to be here. But that really felt good to me to reach out to somebody. Come to our little show. And they're like, oh, I've been waiting.
Great response.
Just makes me want to shoot myself in the face, because I it shows how in my own way I am all the time. We as people are all the time, even when we don't think we are. Big one for January. You want to say it?
Rainn Wilson.
Yeah, Rainn Wilson will be in January. That's a big one. Very, very cool. Former client and friend of the missus over there. And he likes what we're doing, and he wants to get back in touch with you, and all good stuff. So that's fun. Yeah. And there's other ones too. I can't remember, but a lot of people booked for January or whatever. This is the longest show ever. All right, we should wrap it up. It's been almost 2 hours. Hope we have enough hard drive space. Sorry, Facebook. They're like, it's fine, but it's a little long. The minis amazing. Did I go through everything? I don't know if I did. Let me just get this real quickly. Get it once over real quick. Multistream. Lilu Dallas Multistream. Lilu Dallas Multistream? Nothing?
Lilu Dallas Multistream. Yeah, Multipass.
Yeah,
Multipass.
there you go. Thank you. Multipass.
I have that around the house somewhere.
Multipass. What? You have a what? A Multipass?
I have her Multipass, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I found your lost key the other day to the hatch.
Oh,
Since you were watching Lost, I put it in the studio.
it's much better this time. Like, I'm really into it.
You remember this?
Wow.
I love that show. I love that prop. That's
Such a
fantastic.
nerd. Anything you can think of like it was a book, I love. It's a good story.
Wow.
Can you see it?
That's
I'm
rad.
not the best at this, but it's the actual Dharma key for the hatch. You know, underneath when they blow the hatch. You know what I'm talking about, right?
The Dharma Initiative. Love it.
Yeah. Now look directly into the key.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Oh no. It's the show that'll never end. Just get off the air already. Going down the card here. Oh gosh, how tight are we? Check out that not a haircut. Yeah. Getting poofy. Getting
Nice
poofy.
beard.
Driving around in the car. Getting poofy. Flatten that out. There we go. Okay. Hi. Hi. Shout out to Michael Levitt. Hi.
White shoes.
Producer of many, 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 many things. Scott's Trailer told you about that. We got into it the weekend. GVBC Purist Group. Oh, shit. And then on Sunday, we went to a very rainy outlaw gathering at the Peterson with our buddy Magnus and a lot of other friends. And that was really, really great. It was really raining, and I am very, very glad and grateful to all of the people that did show up. It was not empty. I mean, we thought it'd be dead. And while it was by no means a packed house, there were a lot of people there.
There was a lot.
I was talking to Hannah at the end.
I was going to say, Hannah, like, there was such a good group of people that really support each other.
Yeah. Good
Very
stuff.
cool.
And it was great. The sausages were great, thanks to the Boy Scouts. That sounds terrible. Shout out to Larry Chen, man. Not only, like, I got to say Zwart because I feel like he's like a pseudo father to me. Second to maybe Zwart, got to be the best photographer in the world. Larry Chen gave us a Hot Wheels to add to the studio in here, which is pretty cool. And then I lost him. Oh yeah. And then he gave us some of his stickers, for his own stuff, and we'll put those in the studio too. Pretty cool in the green room. Great to see Larry Chen. He's like ridiculously talented. It's crazy. I don't have to say anything more about him. You all know Larry Chen. Larry Chen. Denny Crane. Did anybody ever watch Boston Legal? I worked on it. That's the only reason I'm asking.
I only know about it from you.
Shatner was Denny Crane. Great character, written by David E. Kelly. All right, Larry Chen. Upcoming guests, I told you about that. Whatcha Watchin? I feel like we didn't really do it, but we wrung it out however we could. Thank you, follow and plug. Thank you to everybody, but thank you to Mike up in Canada. Follow the Letterman podcast, and his guest this week on Friday will be bass player and Letterman band member Will Lee. Fab Four leader, Fab Four musical director Will Lee. Do you know the Fab Four? I mean, did you guys talk about that at all?
Oh, we sure did. Yeah, we led with it actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jimmy Vivino was in that band too, which we didn't even talk about in the episode.
That's why I know them. I didn't realize the connection until working on Conan, where he would have to leave sometimes to go do the Fab Four stuff. And I was like, what the hell is that? He's like, well, it's him and it's Will Lee from Letterman. I was like, wait, what?
And not just a Beatles cover band. They are experts in playing the unplayable Beatles songs on stage and very faithfully. The songs that people thought the Beatles could never play, which I think is a really clever and very, very talented endeavor.
They are very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had Bill Sheft yet? You have. You haven't. You're going to. But you're working.
Oh,
okay.
He's eluding me. He's
Okay,
like a slippery fish, Jay.
Oh, is he? All right, but he also is in a band. And
The
is that one a Beatles band too?
Truants. The truants.
Exactly.
Well, they play covers, I believe, of that same sort of style. But
Oh, okay. I
don't
wasn't
think
sure
it's
because
in-
truant led me to believe maybe British punk, maybe punk, because truant implies skipping school, right? Or am I wrong? Am I?
Yeah, I don't
interpreting
think
that
it's
wrong?
punk,
It
but
is.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
Thursday we'll be back here with a haircut. You're getting a haircut on Thursday, and Will Raiden Motor should be here as well. And Nicole Nicole's going to get a haircut right over there, right over there. That'll be fun. Just in
Can't
time
wait.
for winter. Get your Christmas haircut.
I'll take it. I'm so stoked.
Yeah, that's what's going on. And then next week maybe Ed Lowe and more. And Byron Bowers is going to be back soon too. But not today. No time. Sorry. Did it, right? We did it all? Did it all? Jake can shut the fuck up now.
We did it all.
Been a long night. All right. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. Oh, let's see. More stuff here. Oh, Rainn Wilson, awesome. Yeah, I know. Totally good stuff. You want to sponsor that episode? You go right ahead. We are always looking. Always looking. All right. Well, we love everybody, right? I love you. We love you, Mike in Canada, for sure. Love you and your family. Keep up the great work. Doing God's
Thank
work
you.
over
You
there.
guys too.
Tell you need a microphone on that desk. That's the only thing it's missing. The set's looking great. Window case and a microphone.
I don't even know how to
Case and a
respond to
microphone. Was that Beck? Who was that?
Yes, that was
a
Beck.
microphone.
Yes.
that
The
when you-
ringtone, when you phone me, that's my ringtone.
What?
I'm dead serious.
Because of this here?
No. Where It's At by Beck is my ringtone when you phone me.
Oh, but isn't that the one with two turntables and a microphone?
Yes, sir. That's you. You don't know that, but that's my ringtone for you when you phone me.
I've heard you. Is it because of this is the question?
No, more like you're where it's at to me.
Oh, no. That's your compass is off. You're broke. Your compass is you need a new compass. That's for Christmas, buddy. That's it. I know what I'm getting you.
All right.
Compass. It's a big love fest. We love you at home for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you on Instagram. Geez, I never picked the thing up to look at it, but you got it right, and my eyes are a little.
Yeah,
tired.
yeah. There's if there was anything, I would have alerted you.
All right, thanks. Love everybody. Have a great weekend. No, that's not true. We'll be back
No.
on Thursday. Haircut night.
Yes.
And God knows what else. We're out of here. Love y'all.
Bye, kids.